Hi,
Hi.
how
How
are
are
you?
you? Good. How are you?
Good.
How was your day?
Been good. Been did some errands this morning and I've just been like deep cleaning stuff, so that's been
Nice.
fun.
It's always nice to have a day like that.
Yeah. Where did you guys drive up to?
We drove to Lake Elsinore,
Oh,
kind of
nice.
down south.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a quick drive.
But you're still doing homework during it?
Yep, exactly. Well, I had a few questions and just kind of wanted to talk to you about school and like if you had any plans for grad school.
Uh-huh.
But first, I was actually interested in what you actually graduated with.
So I studied organizational and nonprofit communication, which we focused a lot on nonprofit work and then just how workplaces function and how communication is key throughout that. And the way that those are both incorporated in everyday life and in all business aspects.
Sounds really interesting. I've actually never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's like, I know everyone assumes that when you say you studied communication, it's like communication systems, but it's like business without all the econ, really, I guess.
Cool. That sounds really cool. And you went to Channel Islands, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So what made you choose that field of study?
So I was really, really indecisive. Like my first 2 years, I was just an undeclared major doing the undergrad, like the general education requirements, trying to figure it out. And then I chose sociology, and I really didn't like the courses. So I really just honestly couldn't pinpoint what I wanted to do with my life and what I need to study to finish school to help figure it out. And then my cousin actually studied this at Fresno, no, Sacramento State, and she talked to me about it, and I was like, "You're right. That's more general. It's mostly about working with people and how to best serve people within your workplace." So I decided to go for it, and in hopes of finding things I really love throughout it.
Yeah, I actually studied sociology too, and I didn't love it, and so I switched after like the first 2 years. I was like, nope, this isn't for me.
Right? Exactly how I felt.
So, what were some of the classes you took um, to get your degree in that?
Some of the main courses were organizational nonprofit communication, which is like the base course towards the end. There you like really zoned in on everything. Nonprofit business management, um, intercultural communication, interpersonal communication, persuasiveness and argumentation, courses like that.
Sounds like some hard ones.
They were very interesting for sure.
Yeah. Were any of them more challenging than the others?
um, so for the intercultural communication class that we took, well, we all had to take, um, it was a lot of group work, which I had the most amazing professor, but she's also like known as like one of the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
And the main project throughout the course for yourself was a 10 plus page research paper on a culture.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really got into mine. I did Ethiopian culture. It ended up being like 20 something pages, but
Wow.
that that course took a lot of time and dedication. It was really great though.
I'm sure you're really proud of it though.
Yeah, I still have that paper.
I would too. Was that one of your favorite courses or
um,
like even though it was challenging, did it
I
end up being a
think so.
favorite?
Yeah, I think it was. It's up there, and the professor was my absolute favorite. I took two more classes with her after that. So
Yeah. I had a few like that where I'm like, I want to take every course with you.
yes, everything I can, please.
um so what's your ultimate goal with your degree? Like what do you eventually want to do?
I'm still figuring that out, and it's. I've applied for like some ridiculous amount of jobs since I've graduated,
Mm,
like 80 plus, and I just know that I want to work in a capacity that's ultimately going to serve people and help people, and I just don't know exactly what that is yet. And I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit picky throughout that. And for a while, I really wanted to do like social media management and work with like online community building. And I'm still leaning towards that, but I'm open to wherever like life's going to guide me in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I want to work with people and for people in a positive manner.
That sounds really great. And you have to be picky. Like it's going to be something you're going to do for hopefully forever.
Yeah.
So are you working in that field right now?
I was part-time until I think it was middle of April, and then I got furloughed when the job I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I was working as promotions and marketing assistant at a radio station.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that part was just like doing social media management, like working at events and with people.
Fun.
So, yeah, and it was fun. It just, yeah, obviously with COVID, it didn't need to be going on. So,
Right. And has COVID made like it hard finding other jobs in that field? Or
you know, it's like a lot have opened up remotely, and they're just very competitive right now because a lot of people lost their jobs and need new ones.
Mhm.
Like I've interviewed for like, I want to say 8 or 9 jobs since April, and like gone like almost the final step and then not chosen ultimately.
Right.
And when I was really into like, well, I'm a little conflicted on social media management jobs because of a documentary I watched, and but I actually interviewed for like 3 or 4 of those jobs. And there's a lot of remote work available for that because you don't really need to be in-house in order to run a social media account,
Mhm.
which is big right now. So I think it's made the competition a little more tough for those kind of jobs.
Yeah. And is that like something you would like to do, is like work at home, or do you like to be like in a job setting with everybody?
I get conflicted on it. I really like being around people, but I also wouldn't mind being in my own space getting work done.
Right. That's kind of how I feel too.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to be in a school, but it's also kind of nice just working from home.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what are some of the short-term goals you have like for your field of study and your career?
I mean, short-term goal is really figuring out exactly where I want to be and
Mhm.
the exact field I want to work in, and finding an opening within that and getting in and figuring out if it's what I actually want to do. And honestly, I have been considering grad school, which you asked earlier when you said you're going to talk about it. And I'm just trying to figure out if there's something I ultimately want to like focus on and study.
And
So
have you waited for like applying for grad school until you've narrowed like what you want to do?
yeah, because I would want to dedicate all that if I didn't like I wasn't fully passionate about
Yeah,
what I was going to study, and it's expensive, so I
it
would
is
hate to waste that on
expensive.
there.
That's kind of what happened to me, is because I majored in psychology and it's so broad. And so I
Mm-hmm.
had to wait and make sure, like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. And you have to like wait and focus and take the time, and it's a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few more questions for you. So, um, how like has the pandemic changed everything? Like just with your job, like getting furloughed, or do you think it's pushed back like you wanting to start grad school?
I think it's made me personally like focus more on what do I actually want to do and how do I want to help people, because this is a time where so many people are struggling. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that, and I know there's been so many online transitions with online work, especially with like students in school and parents trying to manage their kids being home and them being home working too. So I think it's just made me think a lot more than anything and try to figure out what I need to do to help people.
Yeah.
And I think I've had more time to like look into things. So I've definitely looked at a couple grad programs, and it's also given me a lot of time to apply for different jobs.
Right.
So, and I think, so I still have my other job at Foster Streets. So being there still has been a really big blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just been good ultimately to be working during all this, even if it's not what I studied in school for, obviously, but just to stay busy in that sense and be around people still too, like in a healthy way.
Yeah, I love that you made that positive and not like, oh, you know, the pandemic's done this and that and that. Like, you're keeping a positive view on it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to end with one little thing. So it's either give yourself a compliment about where you are in school and career-wise, or what is your proudest moment so far? And I know you mentioned your 20-page paper, but do you have another like super proud moment?
I mean, I think honestly just graduating completely within like a short amount of time, and graduating and meeting good people and making the best out of my experience is the proudest accomplishment, because although I'm not usually using that degree yet, it's important to me, like personally, that I went through school and came out more educated and a better person through it.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment. Well,
thank you.
That's it for today, but I would love to like help you out if you ever like have questions on grad school or just need someone to talk to about classes or career or anything like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank
I will
you.
definitely, I'll probably take you up on that.
Yeah, I would love that. Okay, thanks, Laura.
Of course. Have a good day. Have a good time at Lake Elsinore.
I will. You have a great day too.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.